Hi, good morning. Welcome to the Business Spotlight series. I'm here with Andy Hopkinson from Feel Not See Photography. How you doing, Andy?
I'm doing great. Thanks, Mike.
Thank you very much for joining us. So if you could start us off and tell us a little bit more about who you are, what you do, how long you've been doing it for, please, Andy.
Oh, wow. Yes. So I am a photographer and videographer. I have been a photographer all my life. I've not always done it full time. In terms of businesses owned, yeah, I've currently a multiple business owner. So yes, but I love photography and that's what I love to
Yeah,
do. There you
fantastic. When was the first, you said all your life, so that intrigued me. I was like, how old were you when you first had a camera?
When I first had a camera, I was probably 9 or 10.
Yeah.
I had my own darkroom at home by the time I was 11, 12.
Mm.
Um, Shot my first paid wedding at 14.
Awesome. So it's been something you've always known. Obviously, this is you.
Absolutely, yeah. Yes, photography has been a huge part of my life. Like I say, there's been periods when I've done it completely full time. There's been periods when I've done it just as a hobby. But yeah, I've always loved photography in all aspects of it.
So going from that early stages of your interest in photography and moving into Feel Not See, how did that develop? What was the transition there?
Um, that's an interesting one. I found that I was using photography um to clear my head. I was when stuff was going on, it was it was one day, it was just a realization that, photography was much more powerful than just creating an image. And when I learned a bit more about it and read
Yeah.
into it, the psychology and the physiology as well behind
Mm.
images and the way the brain processes images, it just all seemed to make sense. It's much easier to make and much faster to make an emotional connection with an image or a short video clip than it is with words on a page.
Definitely. Maybe even when you like added music to imagery as well, it's like so, something kind of quite different in the brain happens that evokes those emotions. Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah, yeah, and that's what I love to do. It's evocative photography is what I want to
Yeah.
do. I want to convey emotion through my work. So yeah.
I love that. And in terms of feel, not see, I kind of totally get it when reading the name of the business. So in terms of standing out from others, or is it something that you need to stand out? There's plenty of photography options out there for businesses, for individuals. What is it that you take to your I doesn't say job, but not necessarily job, but in terms of your role and how you interact with customers, what is it for you that kind of portrays exactly what you do?
Yeah, so I'm a storyteller basically. I will when a client books me to do a job, I will do my best to to learn about their story, to learn about their business, to learn about them. It's what makes them unique that is
Sure.
going to make the images stand out and work best for them. So
Yeah,
that's basically that's the tack that I try and go down.
fantastic. And what would I'm going to say an ideal client look like? Do they know their story, or versus the experiences you've had? What are kind of been the ups and downs of your business journey?
Um, yeah, so ideal client for me is working with a owner manager, somebody who's involved in their business, um, who's got a story to tell,
Yeah,
and stands and literally stands out, and it's conveying. Oh, yeah, it is. It's telling their story that really switches me on to working with clients like that. I've worked with huge brands and been
yeah,
very successful working with them in the past, and that's great. The money is
yeah,
fantastic, and but it's a little bit, you're very much in the hands of somebody else in terms
sure.
of it's very prescriptive in what you actually produce.
Yeah.
You'll get a list of the images need to be this
Mhm.
size, that. you know,
Yeah.
that's fine. I'm quite happy with that. But
Yeah.
then it's like, oh no, you've got to shoot it from this angle. It's got to be lit this way. It kind of becomes more of a, you become more of a camera operator rather than a
Yeah.
photographer. So working with a business owner that is on the same sort of wavelength as me,
Yeah.
yeah, that's where it really works.
It sounds like that interpretation, the ability to, I don't know, do you find with business owners that are more engaged with the process, should we say, as opposed to prescriptive, that you can help get the story out of them and then portray that in the work that you do?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, the first thing that I do when I work with anybody is just have a conversation. You know,
Yeah.
what yeah, you called me because or you've booked me because you want a video, but what do you want the video to do? What do you want these images to do? Um, are you just trying to let the world know about a new product or a new service? And
Yeah.
if so, what's the story behind that? Where has that come from? And that's what I try and include in the work that I produce for clients. Yeah.
Fantastic. Do you get people who perhaps haven't thought about it as in depth as when you come and approach them and they go, "Oh wow, I didn't realize there's so much to this."
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah,
Yeah,
sometimes. Um,
fantastic.
Depending on the timescales and how quickly they need it turning
Yeah,
around. Sometimes I will, if we've got time, I'll try and get a bit more out of them, and
build
because
that
they're going to
bond.
be happier. If I've worked with them to get the right images, to get the right content produced for them, they're going to be proud of it, and that's what I want. I want business owners to be proud of their business and
Yeah,
the work that I produce for them.
fantastic. Love that. So in terms of your business journey then, Andy, and if there's kind of, we said it's like the sort of ups and downs earlier, but if there's one word to describe it that you could kind of think of, people say either roller coaster or interesting, quite popular ones. How's that been for you so far?
Um, oh, that's a tough one. I don't think I could put it into one word. Meandering, perhaps.
Yeah, meandering. Feel free, and then expand on it if there's more words to go.
Yeah, I have bounced around from
Mhm,
job to job, career to career.
mhm,
I've been self-employed most of my life.
mhm.
Um, there have been times when I've taken jobs, like any self-employed person, like any business person. Sometimes
Yeah,
needs must. You're setting
yeah,
it
yeah,
up, the cash flow doesn't happen straight away. Uh,
yeah.
so sometimes you do have to go out and do those jobs on the side,
Mhm.
and that's great. I think that's a fantastic experience for
Yeah.
anybody. Yeah.
Excellent. Reminds me of sort of yeah, own things where I've started things and then had to either drop a day a week or kind of go back in and make it work somehow. So in terms of that business owner journey, yeah, it's something that, yeah, meandering is a good one. I like that because
Yeah,
sometimes,
it's making it work. It's
yeah,
when you've got a mortgage and family to provide for. It's
yeah,
Yeah, you just do what you need to do, don't you?
that's it. You've still got a passion for what you want to do.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Let
exactly.
that go.
Yeah, so there's been times when I've been uh, um, doing one job during the day, doing my own thing, trying to get it off the ground, and also doing night work as well,
Yeah.
just to keep the wolves from the door. But you know,
Keep the fire burning. Yeah, that's it. Excellent. So, what are the challenges? What are the opportunities ahead for you from this point that you can kind of foresee with your business? Where are you going? Where would you like to go?
um, I'm find myself moving more into video.
Mhm.
So I'd like to do more video first work. At the moment, video predominantly is an add-on to the still image photography that I'm doing. Um, but yeah, I'd like to get more into video. It's uh it's something that I've been doing for a while
Mhm.
for my own use, for my own personal
Sure.
consumption, I suppose would do.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd like to be doing more of that sort of work. I find it really interesting.
Fantastic. And is that again video for sort of corporate business clients?
Yeah, yeah,
Anything
exactly.
like that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the storytelling aspect of it is something that really appeals to me.
Mhm.
So if it's um a corporate video, for example, could be, you know, in under 2 minutes, getting the story, the ethos,
Sure.
the drive behind that business into 2 minutes of
Yeah.
engaging video you know, there's a real knack to that. There's a real talent
Yeah.
there, and I want to do that more.
Excellent. And how long? It might be like how long's a piece of string, but again, just sort of out of curiosity, to get a video under 2 minutes, what sort of hours of footage would you expect to be filming in order to bring that down?
Wow. Well, that depends very much on what it is. If it's an
Yeah,
interview
yeah,
situation like this, then it's not a lot. You can do it in sort of like an hour, couple
yeah,
of hours. If it's the whole corporate story, that can be that. Yeah, that can be a full day to 2 days. Actually capturing all
yeah,
those little snippets of footage that you need. So the drone footage, you know, the
yeah,
opening shot, the landscape, to the scene, setting the scene basically.
yeah.
Um, I really love to do that from the air. So the drone comes in handy for that. Then it's filming the actual process.
Mhm.
So if it's a manufacturing company, for example, it's going around the whole factory, finding the interesting bits, the photogenic bits of the
Yeah,
factory and the process, and filming, you know, 2 3
yeah,
minutes of each one of those. And then when it comes down to the edit, you might use just 2 seconds, maybe 3 seconds of each little
yeah,
bit.
yeah.
And so if you split a 3 minute video down into 3 seconds, that's a lot of different clips that you
Sure.
end up
Yeah, yeah.
working with. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing that bit of insight in there. As I say, just a bit of
No worries.
curiosity around how you build a video and then the time it kind of takes for people watching to understand that if they're going to engage with you as well in terms of photography and video, that awareness of what it actually takes to produce what they'd like. Uh, Moving on to yourself then, in terms of being in business, being a photographer, being a videographer, what's the biggest lesson that you've learned along the way so far today, if there's one that you could share?
Oh, it's something that I learned very early on in my photographic life.
Mhm.
That's to get it right in camera.
Yeah.
So you can apply that to all sorts of things.
Mhm.
Yeah, there's only so much that you can fix afterwards. So you've kind of got to learn. You've got to learn to do it right in the first place, or
Yeah.
at least get it 90% right in the first
Yeah.
place. And it's that old thing. You know, what's that phrase? Can't make a silk purse out of a sow's ear, or whatever it is. It's
Mhm.
that kind of ethos that I
Sure.
tend to work with, and I try and apply that to well, to everything that I do,
Mhm.
especially the things that I'm getting paid to do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nice. But I guess that with experience, does that might sound like a silly question, but that get better with experience, where you just can see something more or less instantly and know that that's what you got to capture.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I spent many years um, as a wedding photographer, um,
Mhm.
and I worked all over the world as a wedding photographer. And it's, to be honest, it is a skill that I've learned to
Mhm.
uh, arrive at a situation at a venue, something that I need to film or to photograph, and be able to almost instantly know what the best angle is, know how to light it, if I
Yeah.
need to add any lighting in, if I need to, you know, make any adjustments to the scene. I've already got an idea in my head what I want the finished
Mhm.
image or the finished shot to look like,
Yeah.
and then it's backtracking. Then it's like, well, that's what I want. How do I create that? And it is a skill,
Awesome.
and I've learned that from, you know, turning up to, well, wedding photography is a fantastic learning ground for that sort of thing, uh,
Sure.
because you've only got one opportunity to get it right. It's never going to be
Yeah.
repeated. Um, you're very restricted on time,
Mhm.
because there's a plan for the day to go,
Yeah. Yeah.
and the chances are you've never even set eyes on that venue before,
Mhm.
and you've got to go around and
Straight in.
find the right angles and find the light and
Yeah.
work with the couple. You know, sometimes you might not even have had that, you know, stronger relationship with who you're working with. So it all adds to all adds to the pressure on the day. And it's, you know, it's my job as a photographer or
Yeah,
videographer to get the best out of what it is I'm doing, and then
sure.
I love to do that.
Nice. Thrive on the that experience of your experience.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And in terms of your inspiration, then you say you love to do that, and there was also about videography earlier and doing more of that. What is it that makes you want to continue doing what you do? If you can kind of boil it down into uh, inspiration.
Um, you know what? I can't think of another job with so much variety in it.
Mhm.
So yes, I'm using a camera or I'm sat on a computer, but it's because I do get involved with my clients and I have a um what's the word? Not ownership, but yeah, I've got an involvement. I've got an ownership of what I do.
Sure.
Um,
Yeah.
that keeps every job really fresh
Mhm.
and exciting and different. Um, so, just to give you an idea, the last couple of months I've photographed a locksmith around York.
Mhm.
He wanted to establish himself as a York locksmith for
Yeah.
advertising and what have you. So we need York landmarks in the pictures. Then that's what we need. Something that you can't fake. So we did that. I photographed uh, spare parts for garden machinery.
Yeah.
I've photographed glasses and spectacles for some of the top brands and well-known names in optical
Yeah. Yeah.
in the country, and uh, yes, photographed a team of solicitors. Who,
Wide variety there.
yeah, it's such a variety. So you know,
Yeah.
it's yeah, I just love it. I love it.
Fantastic. I love that. Thank you for sharing that. So, in terms of before we kind of wrap up, the last question about looking back with hindsight, 18, if there's a piece of advice you could give to yourself, or maybe even someone starting out in this business, what would that be?
Um, yes, that's a tough one. Um, if they were starting out now, I would say just learn as much as you
Mhm.
possibly can, um, and find your own style, find your own way.
Nice.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, copy and learn techniques from others. That's the
Mhm.
easiest way to learn it. You know, if you see an image or a clip or a video that you really like, or you know, music videos used to be a fantastic inspiration. There's not that many of them about now. Um,
Mhm.
but yeah, it's that sort of just learn your craft, just learn it,
Yeah.
so that when the situation arises, you're you know your camera inside out, you know your equipment inside out, you know what's technically possible with the equipment that you've got, and just do your best.
So good share. Thank you. So, in terms of wrapping it up and giving you a chance to share your latest news, if there's anything that you're up to you'd like to share, or even if it's a case of sharing your website, contact details where people can get in touch with you if they so wish, and we'll share it in the copy under the video as well for people to get in touch. But feel free to do that now.
Yeah, fine. Please, just anybody that's interested in working with me or wants to tell their story, please just have a look at the website. If you like what you see, give me a call.
Fantastic. Thanks, Andy. It's been a real pleasure talking with you, and I wish you all the best for that variety of clients that will keep coming in.
Thanks, Mike. It's been great to meet you. Thank you.